Remember when everyone got mad at Toyota's CEO? Now, his moment is about to come true. Soon he'll be like, "I told you so," and he did. The EV industry is hitting potholes left and right, and while others are counting their losses in billions, Toyota's sitting pretty, waving their victory flag high. But how? Well, if you remember just a year ago, the EPA had us all holding our breath with their daring proposal to electrify a whopping 67% of new cars by 2032. It was like they hit the turbo boost on the electrification race. But not everyone was excited for this. American car giants, who'd already gone all in on EVs and hit some potholes along the way, weren't exactly doing victory laps. And can you blame them? Nobody likes hitting a speed bump after going full throttle. Then the UAW happened. Those union folks rightly raised the alarm about potential job cuts big enough to make your head spin. And let's not forget us everyday drivers, eyeing those sleek electric rides with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. I mean, sure, they're cool, but are they worth the sticker shock and range anxiety? That's the million-dollar question. Think about it. How could you buy an EV when hybrids are taking over the roads, claiming a solid 9% chunk of the fresh car market in 2024, leaving EVs in the dust at 7.8%? And guess who's leading the charge? Yep, you guessed it. Toyota, the undisputed champ of hybrid tech. Last year alone, they rolled out a whopping 3.4 million hybrids worldwide, and they're just getting started. With the Camry and the hotly anticipated next-gen RAV4 going all in on hybrids, Toyota's dominance is set to soar even higher. Now, why the sudden hybrid hype, you ask? Well, it's clear as day. These babies are like the eco-warriors of the automotive world, emitting way less carbon than their gas-guzzling counterparts. But that is not all. With hybrids, you don't have to worry about range anxiety or charging. No more sweating bullets over finding the next charging station. Just pure, uninterrupted driving bliss. And this is one of the main reasons why the EV industry needs to change. According to the wizards at the Boston Consulting Group, folks in the market for an EV are dreaming of a ride that's under 50 grand, can go the distance with at least 350 miles on a single charge, and get this, can juice up in just 20 minutes. Sounds like the dream, right? Well, hold on to your seats because, in reality, only one car checks all these boxes. That's right, folks, just one Lone Ranger amidst a sea of wannabes. So it's no shocker that the big players like GM and Ford are jumping on the hybrid bandwagon. After all, who can blame them? But they're not the only ones. Turns out the EPA's initial plan might have been like burning rubber without checking the road ahead. They were zooming down a short-term lane without giving a second thought to the twists and turns ahead. Now watch carefully because there are a few layers to this story and I'm about to explain it all. The first thing is price. Hybrids aren't just eco-friendly, they're wallet-friendly too. And when it comes to reliability and bang for your buck, Toyota's hybrids are in a league of their own. These babies are practically the gold standard of affordable, dependable rides, making them a no-brainer for consumers everywhere. So fast forward to just last month and bam, the EPA's back with a more grounded plan, predicting that EVs will hit the road at a more modest third of the market by 2032. It's like they downshifted from overdrive to cruising speed, giving everyone a chance to catch their breath. Why? Because they've seen giants like Ford and GM stumble and lose billions while delaying their electric dreams. Now, this new plan's got some real horsepower behind it. By lowering the projected emissions to 49%, it's like giving car makers a smoother ride, dodging those hefty fines and letting them keep the engines roaring on their beloved internal combustion babies. But if you ask me, that is also a hard thing to achieve. Because while governments worldwide were waving the EV flag, they sort of forgot about the real heroes here, the customers. You know, what's been holding back the lightning-fast electrification journey? It's all about priorities, folks. We were expected to shell out big bucks for EVs without much bang for their buck. It's like buying a ticket to the future without getting a seat. And guess what? This electrification frenzy hasn't just jolted EV prices, it's sent shockwaves through the prices of good old gas guzzlers too. Automakers are tossing billions into the electric bonfire, hoping it'll catch, but the cash isn't exactly rolling in from EV sales. Toyota decided to sit this one out. They're not playing the high-stakes game, they're playing it smart. Toyota dodged those risky investments and focused on what really matters, their customers and dealers. And boy, oh boy, is it paying off. While others were scrambling, Toyota held its ground, proving the skeptics dead wrong. It's crystal clear. EV technology still has some serious growing pains to work through. It's time to roll up our sleeves, folks, because there's some serious refining to be done in the world of electric vehicles. But that's not the only reason Toyota succeeded in leaving its rivals in the dust. Let me explain. Now, when it comes to embracing the electric revolution, Toyota's stance might seem conservative at first glance, but hold your horses, they're not slamming the brakes on electric cars altogether. It's more like they're slamming the brakes on the idea of a one-size-fits-all approach to zero emissions. Toyota's playbook? It's like a finely tuned engine with a whole toolbox of options for slashing emissions and driving sustainably. They're all about giving you choices, letting you pick what ride best suits your style. In Toyota's vision, going emissions-free is a multi-lane highway, not just a narrow electric alley. They're not pumping the brakes on progress, they're just shifting gears. Akio Toyoda and the Toyota crew aren't buying into the hype that electric is the only way forward. They are revved up about hybrids leading the race right now. But hey, they're putting their money where their mouth is, investing big time in alternative tech. Ever heard of a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle? Well, Toyota's not just dropping hints, they're building them. And get this, they've made an internal combustion engine to run on hydrogen, pushing the limits in endurance races. But wait, there's more. Picture this, an engine powered by liquid ammonia. Yeah, you heard that right. Toyota's like a magician pulling tricks out of their hat, keeping the competition in the rearview mirror and cementing their status as a global automotive leader. Toyota's got the last laugh, with their profit hitting the stratosphere. You see, rapid changes can sometimes leave you stuck in the mud. Take GM and Ford, for instance. They went all in on the electric hype train, only to hit a speed bump and end up in the red. Ford took a $5 billion nosedive on EVs in 2023. And as for GM, well, they had to hit the brakes too, delaying their electric trucks until 2025. On the other hand, Toyota has been fine-tuning their hybrid and IC engines. Selling a jaw-dropping 11.2 million cars last year, they're leaving competitors in the dust. They've found the sweet spot, a cash cow that keeps on mooing. With a cool $27 billion in earnings from April to December 2023, they're cruising at double the speed compared to the previous year. This is all thanks to Toyota's top boss, led by the visionary Akio Toyoda, who was a firm believer that EV technology still had some growing up to do before hitting the mainstream. They were adamant that EVs required more nurturing to achieve perfection and weren't quite ready to promise emissions-free rides just yet. And boy, were they spot on. EVs just can't keep pace with the everyday driver's demands, and to add insult to injury, they're not exactly easy on the wallet either. Talk about sticker shock. In 2023, the average Joe would need to fork out a hefty $55,000 to $60,000 for the EV experience. But that's not all. Throw in those sky-high interest rates and a market that's slowing down, and you've got yourself a recipe for some serious head-scratching. And don't even get me started on a whole battery debacle. It's like trying to keep your cool at a beach party during a sudden rainstorm. Things just don't hold up like they should. Batteries are throwing tantrums in the cold, running out of juice very quickly, especially under heavy use. Yeah, that's a common sight in the EV world when it shouldn't be. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.